Hi there, before I'm going to start this video, let me ask you something. Have you eaten already? How many times do you eat a day? Do you like the food you eat? Did you burp upon eating because you're already full and make fun of your tummy because you look like a pregnant one? Oh God. Good for you. Count me in. I also do that. Do I already sound silly, nasty and uninteresting? Forgive me. But, would you believe if I tell you that there are people who don't like eating? Or more on, they don't eat at all. Unbelievable, right? For many of us, food is life. But there are these people who prohibit themselves on eating because they are afraid of adding some pounds on their weight, as if they really needed it. Skipping meals, refusal to eat in public, frequent references or complaints about weight gain, intense exercise regimens, and covering up in layers of clothing to disguise thinness. These activities might sound normal to you, but don't you know that these were considered as common signs and symptoms of anorexia? What is anorexia? This might ring a bell to you or maybe not. Anorexia nervosa, more commonly known as anorexia, is both an eating disorder and a metabolic condition that results in excessive weight loss and extreme thinness caused by self-starvation. Would you still consider that person normal? Of course not. To prevent weight gain or to continue losing weight, people with anorexia usually severely restrict the amount of food they eat. They may control calorie intake by vomiting after eating or by misusing laxatives, diet aids, diuretics or enemas. They may also try to lose weight by exercising excessively. No matter how much weight is lost, the person continues to fear weight gain. Just imagine a bony stick-like woman standing in front of a mirror which sees her reflection as a huge whale shark body-like woman. It's just seeing yourself as a balloon even if you already looked like as a stick. Do I sound so judgmental now? Forgive me, I'm no good at describing. However, to avoid some common understanding, anorexia isn't really about food. It's an extremely unhealthy and sometimes life-threatening way to try to cope with emotional problems. When you have anorexia, you often equate thinness with self-worth. Anorexia also includes emotional and behavioral issues involving an unrealistic perception of body weight and an extremely strong fear of gaining weight or becoming fat. Being thin alone can't be considered as anorexic. Maybe he or she just naturally have that physique. A person skipping meal can't be easily considered as anorexic. What if he or she just don't like the food that was severed? Here's the most common signs and symptoms of anorexia. Physical signs and symptoms of anorexia may include extreme weight loss or not making expected developmental weight gains, thin appearance, abnormal blood counts, fatigue, insomnia, dizziness or fainting, bluish discoloration of the fingers, hair that thins, breaks or falls out, soft, downy hair covering the body, absence of menstruation, constipation and abdominal pain, dry or yellowish skin, intolerance of cold, irregular heart rhythms, low blood pressure, dehydration, swelling of arms or legs, eroded teeth and calluses on the knuckles from induced vomiting. Emotional and behavioral signs and symptoms may include preoccupation with food, which sometimes includes cooking elaborate meals for others but not eating them, frequently skipping meals or refusing to eat, denial of hunger or making excuses for not eating, eating only a few certain safe foods, usually those low in fat and calories, adopting rigid meal or eating rituals, such as spitting food out after chewing, not wanting to eat in public, lying about how much food has been eaten, fear of gaining weight that may include repeated weighing or measuring the body, frequent checking in the mirror for perceived flaws, complaining about being fat or having parts of the body that are fat, covering up in layers of clothing, flat mood, lack of emotion, social withdrawal, irritability, insomnia, reduced interest in sex. As with many diseases, it's probably a combination of biological, psychological and environmental factors. The exact cause of anorexia is unknown. People who develop anorexia may have a negative body image. They may be focused on being perfect. They may be looking for ways to control their lives. Other factors like biology, environment, and psychology are believed to play a role. Biological factor, genetics and hormones might have an effect on the development of anorexia nervosa. Some evidence suggests a link between anorexia and serotonin, a chemical produced in the brain. Environmental factor, pressure from society to look thin may also contribute to the development of anorexia nervosa. Unrealistic body images from media outlets like magazines and television can greatly influence young people and spark the desire to be thin. For example, is the media. Media may play a central role in creating and intensifying the phenomenon of body dissatisfaction and consequently, may be partly responsible for the increase in the prevalence of eating disorders. For example, glorifying the thin ideal in advertising, I'm sure you don't need me to point out the rampant sexism, body shaming, and lack of diversity that has existed in advertising since, well, forever. Society bombards us with images of perfect bodies, as well as diet and weight loss ads, all of the time. Many children and adolescents cannot discriminate between what they see and what is real. For instance, young people are often unaware that digital technology and manipulation in the fashion industry use airbrush and digital enhancement to portray the ideal female and male body. These images promote unrealistic standards that are impossible to achieve. Anorexia, like other eating disorders, can take over your life and can be very difficult to overcome. But with treatment, you can gain a better sense of who you are, return to healthier eating habits and reverse some of anorexia's serious complications. Thank you for watching.